Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are well. Second video for me today, and it's a little late here in Texas, but I was just reviewing the block trade activity from Micron. There were some insights that I had to bring to each and every one of you on this channel. You know, these types of insights with block trades are what I specifically bring to you to help you understand the dynamics of the stock, what it means, and what it could potentially mean for tomorrow. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. If you've already subscribed, do me a favor, hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, it supports the channel, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Today was a massive battlefield between two institutional prints for Micron. We saw a $182 million eject button at the open and a staggering $1.5 billion reset button at the close. If we want to understand if Micron truly bottomed out today, we have to look at both of those individual trades and assess what they're going to mean for tomorrow. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. So let's get started and jump in and take a look at the opening cross that we saw today. You can see on your screen right in the middle here, right at the opening at 9:30 a.m., we had a trade that occurred that was for almost $183 million, 473 shares of Micron that were printed at the trade price of 386.10. Guys, that is almost a 6.5% gap from where the stock closed on Monday. We know that was 412. This was a whale that was so eager to get out of his or her position that they didn't wait to see if the stock would bounce. They immediately sold and they immediately took a 6.5% hit. And if you take a look at the trade itself on the dynamics between the bid and the ask price, you can see that this trade hit at the bid price. In institutional trading, hitting the bid means the seller is the aggressor. This wasn't a buy order. This was a liquidation that set the ceiling for the entire day. In fact, if you look at the chart, once that 386 print hit the tape, Micron never saw the 390s again for the day. It was a massive push order, sell order that pushed the stock down and put pressure on it. And you can see it happen right here. Right here from where we started for where we closed on Monday at 412 to where we started. That stock kind of broke the floor and just pushed that block trade broke the floor and pushed the stock down. And throughout the day, we just had a midday drift. We kind of drifted around that 380, 379 position, like I said, but we did see kind of a sell-off at the end, a slow, painful bleed in the last few candles here to end the day when we ended at a 379. I think this was a little bit of institutional de-risking as well. The whales started to do the math, between both the Strait of Hormuz and what that means, as well as the spike in energy costs, particularly the 23% increase in liquefied natural gas that we saw in Europe today. It just kind of took that in as a margin killer, a potential margin killer from Micron. And they didn't use that to buy the dip. They lowered their exposure overall in the stock today. And that's what we saw with those red candles all the way down at the finish of the day at 379. But we do have a little hope overall for how the day finished with the closing cross. So I want to jump back over and just give me a second while I pull that up for you guys. You can see on the screen right here at the top, you can see there was a trade that was done right at the closing for 1.5 billion, over 4 million shares of Micron exchanged hands within that last second of market, a single second close. That was actually 10% of the total daily volume today for Micron. This was essentially an institutional handoff. It could have been an index fund or an ETF that was forced to rebalance at this position. But I'm going to view this as a bit of a bullish tint for tomorrow, and I can tell you why. The fact that we had a buyer that was sitting there at the close, ready to absorb 4 million shares at the low of the day, suggests that the valuation floor has been found for Micron. And that valuation floor is 380. The whales used that closing cross to set a new level zero for Micron at 380. So what does it mean for tomorrow? These were two massive trades that could set the stage, particularly the one at the end that could set the stage for tomorrow. I think when we kind of look at it, we have a new line in the sand level of 380 for the stock tomorrow. That $1.6 billion cross, which happened just below 380, the trade happened at 379.68. is massive, because if we can open and hold that level or push above that level, let's say we can push to 380, we'll have a buyer, today's closing buyers that are in the green and positive on the stock. They will defend that level tomorrow. But if we push below, let's say we open and we go below the 379 and we can't reclaim it right away, then we have 4 million shares that are underwater tomorrow. That triggers a second wave, or could trigger a second wave of selling that'll put more pressure on the stock and may push Micron down to that next level of support, which is about 365 a share. So those are the dynamics that I'm looking for tomorrow with the opening, particularly right in the first 30 minutes. Do we go over 380? If we do, we know we have 4 million shares of support there to defend that level. If we go below and can't claim it, we very well could see this stock slide down to the 365 level of support. We also have to keep our eyes and ears open to the Broadcom earnings tomorrow after the market close. Do they give a bullish sentiment for AI demand, strength to the sector and to the AI demand overall? And is it a bullish sentiment for Micron and the memory players? That could help the stock as well. But in closing today, I would say the whales showed us their hand. They sold the open aggressively, and they anchored the stock at the close at 380. We are in a high stakes waiting game right now to see how we open, to see how the first 30 minutes of the trading activity affects the stock. I know you'll be watching, so will I. I look forward to dropping a video tomorrow. We can chat more with it. Have a great night.